I was gonna do another what if video, but oh my god, Grok AI, man. It is scary how good that is. I'm just gonna talk about how revolutionary I think AI is. So when it first came out, I think the first time I ever used AI, and the winning lottery numbers are. And the bonus number is 69. There's that. What's that laugh from the doctor in Jurassic Park? Just be at the front row of a open casket funeral and bust that one out. They're like, "Sir, do you mind?" Well, you got C-3PO there. You're like smoking a cigar. Anyways. So the first time I used AI, I think it was 2023. I actually worked at Intel out here. And I was just making you could only make simple images back in those days. I was using, I think it was Bing AI. Yep, that's the first one that I was using of all the AI. No, okay, all right, I have to go back. 2022, we were at work, and this guy was like, he had downloaded Chat GPT onto his like work laptop, which, and you could, and he was having it design him like programs to like show him certain stocks when it got to a certain point, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. You know, I could care less about stocks, but I saw the potential of this, and I was like, and maybe this is the origin of my what if. This all ties together. I asked him, I was like, can you give it some prompts to create what would a Home Alone 100 look like? Like, you know, like in a million years, we finally get to a Home Alone 100. And what would that look like? And it was like, it just spit out this script, this full treatment where it's like, Kevin McAllister, his parents were going to Mars, and he was home alone on the moon, and they have a home on the moon, and then these alien bandits were trying to steal some kind of power source. So I was like, because the AI knew that I wanted something futuristic, I guess, because it's like, oh, by the time that the human race reaches Home Alone 100, by the time we reach, for that to be necessary, you'll be living on the moon. But I was like, but then after that, I didn't use it much, the AI, but then, yeah, being AI, I was able to create some really haunting images. I was fixated on these Asian women having halos, kind of like a saintly halo of ramen noodles and little half slices of egg. And there may have been some large amounts of, let's just call it glue, okay? White glue that was dripping. But it could only make images, but it was kind of haunting. Like it felt like you were creating a soul, a person, because sometimes the AI, this is just Bing AI, the free one. It added things like it would be looking directly at you, like you're holding the phone, and it's just like a piercing gaze, and like kind of intimidating. I'm just like, I mean, are we already at that ghosted machine phase? Like, is this shit thinking for itself? Am I creating and destroying souls? And whenever I delete it, they're just crying. They're locked into it, just screaming, but they're in frustration. But they're like their ghost is attached to this digital code, so they get brought screaming into existence in intense pain, with no understanding of what's going on. Or holy shit, basically Toy Story, right? All right. But yeah, so I made probably thousands of these images. If you go on Facebook and do hashtag ramen or ramen girl, they'll pop up. They're still on there. I don't know. By the grace of God, I don't know how they didn't get taken down. I guess Facebook's still kind of like the Wild West, at least for static images. Now, if you have an opinion about a vaccine, they'll be like knocking your door and fucking handcuff your ass. Wasn't that weird about COVID? Like, I would rarely wear a mask. I would I want to see if they will stop me. You know, I want to be that guy. And you go to like Fred Meyer or whatever, and then they'll like the manager will like follow you, walk up to you, and be like, if you're gonna have to leave, you don't wear a mask. And I'm like thinking, so you're so afraid of COVID, and you're gonna walk up to somebody, you know, not wearing a mask, be as close as possible. Well, it just showed, and I would be like, you get paid extra to be a security guard for the bully for Fred Meyer. And they're like, no, the government told me. You fucking boomer. There was one time I was at New Seasons, which is like the wokest grocery store in Oregon. It's the wokest one. And we got, this is peak COVID wokeness. Like, they had the plexiglass in front of the cashier. Like, fucking, they had less safety measures at Chernobyl. But this white kid's, like, Jimmy Olsen behind the register, he rings me up, me and my girlfriend, he rings everything up. And I don't wear a mask. Not unless they put a lot of pressure on me, and I'll... And so, everything's rung up. You just got to pay. And he's like, would you like a mask? Would you like a mask? And I was like, yes, please. And he gave it to me, and I put it in my pocket. I'm like, thank you. And he was like I broke his Democrat mind. He was just like, I'm not gonna ring you up. I'm done. And he walked away, and I'm just like, what the fuck's going on here? You want me to stay now? It's like, and then like this other cashier, manager was like, I'll just ring you up. This is the world that Democrats create. They create havoc, chaos, mental illness. And I would call out Republicans if they were doing the same thing. You have to wear this armband. You have to do this weird ritual before you can sit down in the fucking restaurant. And the only ritual we should have is saying please and thank you. I remember going to this one restaurant. I'll call them out. Because this is truly the only time in my life I felt discriminated against. It was called The Screen Door in downtown Portland, Oregon, epicenter of the Antifa terrorism group, who are still active, but thankfully ICE and law enforcement are cracking down on this. So I go to the screen door with my lady. Now I did get the COVID vaccination. It was for work. I was planning to go to another country to do some training, and I just didn't want to go through the headache of getting in arguments with Malaysian airport security. So I got the Johnson & Johnson? The shot made me extremely sick for several days. So I guarantee you that vaccine killed a lot of elderly people in their 90s. Because if it made me, a healthy man, my body was racked with pain for several days after the second shot. I had headaches. I was just like, I couldn't throw up though. I didn't have a temperature. It was obviously the fucking vaccine that was fucking me up. But who cares? It's just my personal experience. So what was I going on about? I got the shot. Oh, we were at the Screen Door restaurant. I mean, they make really good chicken and waffles. I guess Satan's a good cook. And then this waiter is like, all right, well, I'm ready to seat you just after I take a look at your vaccination cards. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, I need to see both your vaccination cards. And we're like, no can do. No can do, Timmy Olsen, whatever the fuck his name was. And it was like the rudest, like, I'm not giving out my medical information to a waiter at Fuddruckers. No, it wasn't Fuddruckers, but like, I'm not giving you my HIPAA information. And he was like, well, you're not eating here then. You're not eating here. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so we didn't eat there. And I gave them a real spicy Yelp review. Because it's like all these black people talking about how they're discriminated against. Well, I fucking got discriminated, and everyone fucking was fine with it. I even think it had a black owner. Everyone was perfectly fine with it because X, Y, and Z. We can discriminate because X, Y, and Z. Now, I think if the world was fair, restaurants should be able to refuse business to anybody. For any reason. They're just like, oh, I don't like their race. I don't like their gender. Whatever. But let's put that equally across the board. Don't just be like, oh, we have this Democrat agenda where we're going to like put fear and make everybody a hypochondriac for like the election year just so that we can sway the election and all this other bullshit. But yeah, restaurants, if they want to be racist, go for it. Because the people can just protest with their wallet, just like me, give Yelp reviews. It's like whatever. I don't need white people to like infantilize me and want to be around me. I don't give a shit. It's like I don't need any group of people to like bend over backwards. Give me a fucking parade. Fucking gay people in there. You're being infanticized. Like the evil empire, our government, is just treating you like a fucking child. You get this little parade where you can be a weird little kink and humiliate yourself. I mean, I guess since I'm a veteran, we got one fucking day. You get 24 hours for the living ones, and then the dead ones get another 24 hours on Memorial Day. Thank you. Wow, how gracious. I mean, my parade. I got Hayes and the Marines. I think all the holidays are fucking retarded. Like there's like Hispanic Heritage Month. If you were an Asian born on an island, apparently you should be proud of that. There's like you get a parade. All the streaming services are like hey, these islanders made a movie. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't give a shit. Let's have a White History Month. Let's do it. I'm half white, 75%. Let's have a White History Month. I tell white people, other Caucasians, I'm like, I want to have a White History Month, and they're like, that's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You have every day to celebrate. And then here's my Trump card. I pull up my Trump card. I'm part black. And they're like, huh? And I'm like, are you telling me, a black man, that I can't celebrate my full identity? And then the white person's like, no, they call me the N-word. But, yeah. Man, being biracial sucks, because I'm on that fucking boat. It sucks. You don't really look like your parents. You don't belong to any group, really. You kind of got this uncanny valley face. I look different from every fucking angle. But, it has some benefits. I get Black Santa Claus and White Santa Claus visit my house. Woo! And if they show up at the same time, fight in the yard. Hell, chum. Damn, I don't even got my coffee yet. I'm fucking amped up. Just picturing two Santa Clauses just going at it. Like, it's Black Santa Claus time. And the white one's like, y'all, you people, you people are always causing, or like, you people, you have the easiest job because all your kids are always in prison. and then the other Black Santa's like, who are you calling you people? Boom, boom, boom. Wait, okay, this is a what if movie. It'll be called, Racial Christmas? It Matters If You're Black or White? A holiday story? I don't know. You know, it's fucking wild that there's almost, I think there's like 1 million people in prison and like 416,000 black men in prison, which is crazy. What would happen if you just let them all out? Like some kind of Arkham, just like, everyone's free. You know, we're starting over. We're just clean slate. You know, I wouldn't want to be at that fucking door as it opens. Woo! Shit. That's one BLM parade you don't want to mess with. Oh, look at all these innocent men stabbing with a shiv. Maybe on the newscaster, the Portland newscaster, be like, another black innocent man has just killed another black innocent man. And it's like, and then you start getting like choked out, like what? And you're like, I'm back to you, because the Portland News. I watch their videos on YouTube. They like to cut back when something starts to happen, like outside the ICE facility, when the Antifa terrorists or the homeless are doing dumb shit. And they start harassing the newscaster. They're like, because they're like, their narrative is like, it's very calm today. It's like high noon on a Monday. And it was very calm. There's nothing really going on outside the ICE facility. And the homeless Antifa guy is like, like a Scooby-Doo villain. And then they're like, back to you, Jim. These fucking cowards. You Democrat cowards. The whole city deserves to win the lottery. Glad I finished that sentence. That would be a threat. Cops knock on my door. Yeah, we just heard that you wanted Portland to win the lottery? That doesn't make any sense, boy. A whole city can't win the fucking lottery. God almighty. Humans are just pieces of shit. We are. And this is sober me talking. We are. We're fucking pieces of shit. Sometimes I wish just a big old-fashioned meteor just strikes us down equally. You know, race wouldn't matter at that point. How fast you burn would. We're just pieces of shit. I think we like to be locked. Like, we're only... Whatever you believe... I don't know if you believe in reincarnation. That sounds too good to be true. Holy shit. You get a second chance? Not in this fucking universe. You can die by any weird possible... Like, there's some guy driving his... It's just random chance. Some guy's driving his truck. Like, he's a good man. He lived a good life. He's a family man. And unfortunately for him... There's also a family of elk. They're crossing the road. And he's like, no! Bam! Hits it. The elk flies into his windshield. And then hits him. He gets crashes. And he becomes a quadriplegic. But it doesn't last long. So he's like in this wrecked vehicle. His neck's broken. And this deer is like bleeding out guts down his throat, and he can't move because he's a quadriplegic now because the force of the elk striking the windshield. And what's even worse, he did fucking survive, and so now he has some kind of like elk illness, fucking, and he's in the hospital, and you know the hero doctors, they walk in and they're like, "I'm afraid your insurance just stopped. We don't want to fucking deal with you. So get the fuck out of my hospital or find some money. Go find some money." Fucking Joe Sixpack. They don't show that in ER. When they make the Hero Doctor TV shows, they're like when I went to the hospital, it was for some minor thing. And you know, like after the nurses and doctors, bye, and you're ready to walk out, and they're like, stop. And they have like a cashier that's got a register. They like have this little iPad, and they're like, all right, looks like you owe us $100. It's your copay. You know, it's your copay. I don't know what the fuck happens if you don't pay that. I don't know what happened. I guess they stop being the hero, and then they become the villain. And they'll send it to a third-party creditor, and they'll fucking just harass you until you fucking commit suicide. One less person that fails to pay their copay, right? I don't know. Humans are pieces of shit. We are. We're all in it for ourselves. I'm hungry. I'm cold. What have you done for me lately? Even a husband and wife. They're like, honey, I love you. Well, if she stops fucking him, guess what happens 10 years down the line? He fucks someone else. Or vice versa. What's in it for me? That should be like tattooed on every baby's ass. What's in it for me? And what do one human's bad enough, but what does a group of them, what does a large group of them, let's say a nation, believe? What's in it for us? What's in it for us? Wasn't that what every fucking war was about? What's in it for us? I'm cold. I'm hungry. every second of our lives is what's in it for me? Will I benefit from this situation, this interaction? And then you apply that logic to a whole planet of us. God forbid there was a planet of us. What's in it for us? All of us are screaming up in the sky, what's in it for us? What's in it for me? No wonder God's fucking forsaken us. He created billions of Frankenstein's monsters. What's in it for us? What's in it for us? I'm cold. What's in it for me?